On a Tuesday, she has the first hip done. The following Tuesday, she has the next hip. She has no pain, and she takes no medication for the pain. Nothing. Nothing. I'm not making this up. No painkillers, and she has no pain. Her doctor, of course, she's got the doctor visiting every day, and he says, I'm really good at what I do, but I've never had somebody recover like you that has no pain and doesn't want medication. So she took that weekend, she took it to heart, right? She took it to heart. She felt what she really wanted, and she made the universe very known. She made it known. This is why I'm doing what I'm doing. So again, getting back to, and I picked up this piece of paper because I want to share that. Getting back to when portals open, what are you going to use the high frequency energy for in your life and to support humanity in this world? It's you accepting the energy and projecting, and then we support everybody else to receive it. We can't tell them how to receive it. You can't demand anybody to do anything. Remember, everything in my videos, you discern, you take what works, you don't understand it, you don't agree, you throw it away. That's on you, right? I'm just sharing my life and how I do things and the messages that come to me. I just give it as I get it. I'm not manipulating anything here. I'm just giving it out, right? So, and I'm sharing my take on things energetically. So, remembering one of the Jesus messages, if you haven't seen that, I do have a list of Jesus messages and Galactic Federation Council messages. Jesus brought up words beginning with S that are lower frequency energies that humanity carries. So he talked about slavery, survival, suffering, and sacrifice. And then I came up with struggle. I added that just recently. Slavery, survival, suffering, sacrifice, and struggle. All S's, which is kind of interesting. And Jesus made one thing very, very clear with me, that humanity has to clear those energies in this reality. So how do you do that? He didn't really tell me how, right? We didn't get into that yet. But I can tell you how I think we do it. I think that when we're in a situation that has any of these energies, we become aware of the energy in the situation and then do our best to transmute that energy and resolve the situation as fast as possible, and then agree with our soul, we're not going to do that anymore. So let's use the abused person in a relationship. You're in a relationship, you're being abused. At some point, your soul is whispering in your ear, because your personality has different ideas. That's why we stay in suffering. You have a different idea of how life's supposed to be. And usually that's a lower idea because we're accepting this lower reality with another person. We're being abused, right? But at some point, the little voice says, okay, it's time to go. You're done with this. Now, some people have that voice a little stronger. Maybe you're at a business meeting and you're listening to some bullshit in a meeting and you go, I'm done, I'm out. And then you're out of there. You're not part of that anymore. And that's how we do it. We listen to the soul and the angels and everybody who's helping us. We listen to the voice in our physical, real world reality when we're in any of these energies. And it's saying, okay, this is what you do next. Start getting out of this energy. Start clearing this energy from your life. So we hear all of us, all the spiritual people teaching about we need to let go of the old and we need to accept the new and move into the, move out of the old and move away from the old and let the relationships go, which I did through COVID. A lot of things ended, right? So if you're one that holds on and letting go is not easy, then these lower energies tend to last longer because you see everything as a suffering, as a sacrifice. That's how you envision the world. But that's not what Spirit wants us to do. Spirit wants us to let go of those perceptions and open up to something much, much better. And this exercise that I shared about my daily life and how I project that energy out, if we do more of that, then you get to see the physical results of your spiritual energetic work. And that's really what it's about. I can't say that, I don't want to scream, But I can't say this with more emphasis. You have the power to change and convert things. Now, if you're in the middle of something that's really low frequency and very difficult to deal with, then you're going to have to just creep along until you get through that thing, right? It's not, some things are not overnight. We do have miraculous stories of things that did happen in an instant, and things can, but you can't even be attached to that. You can't be attached to time. You don't know when you're going to clear all of that energy. You don't know when, and you don't even know how. You don't even know what steps there are, because you're only declaring right here and now, okay, I'm done. Done comes in many different forms. You know, you like in a marriage, let's use marriage. In a marriage, one partner feels they're done way before the divorce. This is very common, right? Not everybody, but this happens. And then at some point, one of them has to say, honey, I think we're done here. And hopefully it's cordial and smooth and easy, but that's not always true. We know that there has to be more suffering. Even in the letting go of the old, we still want to get into the fight of slavery, suffering, and all the sacrificial, and we still do the same thing even when we're trying to get out of the old thing, right? So just remember today, tomorrow, this week, that you want to release those old energies. And if this is true, allegedly, that there is a portal opening, then I want the best energy for me and for everybody else. I think we can be unified, make a group effort decision that that's what we want for the world. At least the people that are watching me, I would hope this is true. So the last thing I wanted to mention was this Cern machine, this particle accelerating machine, was clearly shown to us in multiple TV shows in the last 15 years, probably beyond, but I'm just going to mention my favorites. The TV show Fringe had a particle accelerator machine, and it opened up portals to other parallel universes. They did a very good job at showing that. The TV show The Flash, the comic series The Flash, not an animation, but the real TV show with real actors, that had a particle accelerator, and they brought in the idea of the multiverse. Very well done. They did a really good job showing that, and the problems that could occur. They tried to cover both, but we don't want to focus on that. When you watch these things, don't focus on the warnings and the negativity. Focus on the energy you want to experience. Things can go both ways. That's what this weirdness of being on the earth. There's always multiple energies happening at the same time. We have to choose which way we want to go. And then recently, this came up on the internet that they had shown this in the Netflix series Stranger Things. Stranger Things had a particle accelerator, and it led to really devastating, negative effects. That's the only one I don't really recommend watching, because to me, there's way too much strange negativity that's not good for your nervous system to be exposed to. For the energy of that show just doesn't sit right with me. And I'm not telling you, how it's going to affect you. You can write in the comments what you felt about it. But I do everything by feel, right? So if I'm not learning, gaining insight, something positive, and my eyes are not being opened spiritually even further, I tend to shun away from that. Because I don't want to fill my mind with garbage that's being projected. Remember, everybody's projecting something, right? And a lot of what we're seeing today is convoluted. It's not clear. It's not the highest and best that could occur, because everybody's coming from where they're coming from. And that's why Jesus really stressed that we discern the energies that we're being exposed to. And I can't repeat this enough. To me, I sound like a broken record. But until I see everybody on board with the higher energies and open hearts and receiving, I'm just going to keep going and keep saying it. And then catching myself. Remember, all of this work and all these videos, even though they're put out to help other people, I do this work to help me first, because I'm here to evolve. And then my evolution, if that helps other people, great. I always keep myself in the equation. Years ago, when I was asked to do psychic fairs, which I never liked doing, I never felt comfortable doing that. But in the beginning, they want you to practice a lot and do that. And I never liked the energy. I never resonated to it at all. But wow, I just lost my thought. Where was I going with that? Oh. That's very funny. I hate when that happens. Why would I bring that up? So I was asked to do some psychic fairs, but I didn't do that very long, and I didn't really care for the energy I felt in the room. And the reason being is because there's a lot of psychic energy at a psychic fair. There's a lot of energies flying around the room. There's a lot of people trying to be heard through the psychics. There's a lot of, it's like a convention. And that to me sometimes is too much energy. I don't really like that. And then there are many beliefs flying around the room, and people are pretty clear on what they believe about spirituality, and then that's flying around the room. So, everybody gets to emote what they think is right? But we want to tap into the better, the higher, and keep going and going and going. And that's why many of the spiritual teachers sharing online, they're talking about the evolutionary spiral that's going up, right? But in our daily lives, we can go down. We're not always up. Sometimes I slide down, then I got to go back up, and I'm down. And this is how I live. Some of my family background. This is the emotional thing. It's a wave up and down. So you want to be just aware. I'm trying to say this very lightly so more people can understand. And I really would like you to start conversations in the comments of your spiritual experience. I keep saying this in the last few videos. I really want to see the results from people and the expression of, this is what I'm experiencing. I had this happen. And then people can respond to each other and say, oh, I had that happening too. Spirituality is a human right to have spiritual experiences and feel connected to a greater spirit. This is one of our human innate rights. And, some people may not believe that, but that's not my concern. My concern is, this is it. This is what I'm here to do, and this is how I experience my connection. And I hope you watching have that too, and I hope you have tremendous experiences with this. So anyway, I don't really should wind this down. But remember, I'm still doing the writings for others, and I still do astrology readings. I love doing sessions. I love it. And I love doing groups. We're still working on groups. I'm a little slow here for the summer. I don't know what's going on with that. But like I said in a previous video, there was an opportunity earlier this year that my father decided not to take, and that changed my trajectory. So what I'm experiencing now is I feel like the universe is trying to scramble and figure out where I'm going next, because the opportunity that was clearly presented earlier this year was rejected. This is another thing you should know. When Spirit brings something to you, when the gift is in front of you, and you choose to say no, don't be surprised if that creates a big void. Because I'm trying to follow Spirit. Spirit brings something positive to me that could be my reality if I say yes. And then one of us says no, that this blessing is here. You say no, that gets pushed away. Someone else receives it. And then the universe, your guides, your soul's like, okay, now what are we going to do with this guy? Where are we going to put him? And that's what I'm experiencing this year. It's very interesting. So just remember, the email is below. You can donate if you want. You can make a donation. You can contact me for a session. You can give me ideas of maybe there's a group you want to start in your own area, and we can do it online if you want. Or I could travel. It is the summertime, great time to travel. So I think that's it for now. This is exceptionally long, but I wanted to take some time to get into this Cern energy and more into the practical part. That was very important. I hope you received it. God bless everybody. Thank you for subscribing. And if you feel this was valuable, feel free to share anything you find on my page, on my channel. And I will be back to share some more really soon.